We did that first.
Yes, sir.
Let me call to order the Board of Directors meeting for November 17th, 2020. And this meeting is being held pursuant to Executive Order 16 of the Governor of the State of Tennessee. As such, all members of the board must be able to hear me and each other. We will now take the roll call. Mr. Huber.
Here.
Mr. Hughes.
Here.
Mr. Levitt.
Here.
Mr. Allman. I believe Mr. Allman is having surgery today, so. Mr. Ring.
Here.
Mr. Graves.
Here.
And myself. If you cannot hear other members at any time during the meeting, please notify us and we'll try to correct that. First order of business will be to approve the minutes of September 15th, 2020. Is there a motion to approve?
I move to approve as distributed.
Mr. Fuban motions. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Levitt, second. Any corrections, additions, or deletions? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Minutes are approved. Now we go to old business. Do we have any old business? No. We go to reports, I'm sorry. And the treasurer's report from Mr. Levitt. You ready there, sir?
Yes, sir. I'll, of course, as I do, pass it to Amy, but I'll go ahead and cover this. The audit is complete and copies provided. One of the things that did come up during the process of the audit was a discrepancy in what we had as documentation of the percentage of one of our CD accounts versus what was actually paid. Unfortunately, that was presented at a time where the bank that the CDs are with was in the process of being acquired by another bank. And we had a lot of fun trying to chase people down and get an answer from anybody that could even talk to us. And then finally got somebody who then helped us over a course of a few weeks get with somebody that could actually give us information. And it was simply that there was a notification that was missing, but the information was correct anyway. Joe Hastings and a lot of legwork with Amy and a little bit of every now and then me trying to aggravate somebody finally managed to get it all. So the audit is intact. And then I'll pass it to Amy for anything.
Thank you, Mr. Levitt. As Mr. Levitt had mentioned, Franklin Synergy has been purchased by First Bank. So in your packet for the month of October, you will have two statements. One will be from Franklin Synergy from October 1st through October the 9th, starting October the 10th through October the 31st will be First Bank. So that's the reason you've got two statements for the month of October. Looking at the summaries, the September summary is on page 9. If you have any questions there, I'll be glad to answer those if I can. It's pretty straightforward of our expenses and income. Of course, the interest from our CDs. If you could then turn to page 22, you'll see our October balance. I just want to bring attention to a couple of things on page 22. The town of Nolensville has paid their first quarter dues. Spring Hill has paid their first and second quarter dues. As you can see, we had two interest payments. One of those was from First Bank, one was from Franklin Synergy. And one other notation I'd like to note is that up until probably September, our legal ads were about $20 each. When we got the bill for the September meeting, it was $47.50. So I questioned why such the increase. And the Herald informed me that they had to go up in the size of the ad because of the disclaimer that we had to put in about the executive order. So the size increased on the ad. So as long as we have that or any other additional information, the legal ad will run about $47.50 each time we run it for the meeting. And as far as the audit, we just had the one minor finding, if you will. You can either find it on page 13 of your green book. We've got the audit bound together. That's everything there. But on page 13, the one finding they did is that we exceeded the budget. And that was simply corrected with 2 journal entries for the 2 checks that were written in July that should have been in June. So that has already been corrected. Have any questions so far?
Any questions regarding Mr. Lovett or Ms. Gossett? Is there a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
Move to approve the treasurer.
Graves moves to approve and Mr. Fuban moves to second. Is there any more questions or before we vote? All in favor, aye? Opposed? Okay, the treasurer's report is approved and we've discussed the audit. So I think, does anybody have anything else you wanted to ask specifically about the audit? All right, well, any other old business? Any old business? Any new business? We had a good day and
I do have one item for new business. I forgot to go over this other copy you have. It looks like an email. It was an email from Steve Martini to Christy Borden stating that the Section 130 revenues will be distributed in a few weeks in the amount of $178,106. And then separately, Williamson County will expect an annual call control subsidy of $88,000. So that will be forthcoming.
And we'll have to put this in an amendment into the budget.
into the budget. We can do that. We just started, right? So.
Yes, sir. That actually segued. I had a point of order. I apologize for not bringing to your attention earlier. We did not, under reports, we did not get the, Christie is on the call here. We did not get the 911 director report.
Oh, okay. I didn't look at my agenda. I guess Bill had pointed out that she was here earlier
She's on
and
the
had to leave.
She is on the phone, Mr. Chair.
All
I
right.
am on the phone.
Christie, sorry, I didn't look up there.
That's okay.
Do you have anything for us you'd like to report on?
Certainly, sir. I apologize for not being there. I've got a little bit of cold symptoms and I'm thinking it is just a cold, but I didn't want to spread my germs to any of you guys. So I headed on home and I'm going to do it on the phone. I wanted to start with staffing. I wanted you guys to know that we are currently 12 positions short. We have been conducting interviews this week. And we are hopeful that we are going to be filling most of those vacancies by December 14th. We're looking at that and why we're 12 short. We are actively seeking new ways to increase our applicants. And we're reviewing those reasons for separations, what ways to keep people here. We were able to post on Indeed this time, and that doubled our applicants that came in from our last posting. We had a total of 56 at the time of this report, but we actually got 4 more just recently, right after I had submitted the report. We had 34 who scheduled to test, and again, we're doing interviews. We did the Monday, and we have interviews again tomorrow. So we're hoping to get that all filled shortly. Wanted to talk about the 911 calls that we've had over September and October. We did go down a little bit, around 8,435 calls. For non-emergency, it was 23,546, and total calls for service was 17,524. In September, we took a little bit of a dip, but in October, we're seeing our call volume increase. I added this time a little bit of information about our sick traveler. That is any call that is specifically related to COVID, because I have noticed that we are going up. This last chart was about a 5-month look at it, and I apologize, it did not show the months, but it's June through October. And if you look at September versus October, we have significantly went up in that type of call. We've had 96 sick traveler calls in September and October, and I would say we are going to go over that for the next 2 months, the way that the numbers are increasing now. I think that is all that I have for you today. If you have any questions, I will stay on the call and you can ask away. Thank you.
How are we doing on the virus with our operators?
I'm sorry, it cut out a little bit.
How are we doing for virus concerning our operators?
We have had a couple that have tested positive over the last few months. We've been lucky so far. I do expect that to increase as our numbers increase in Tennessee and Middle Tennessee and Williamson County. We've got a few that have seek testing. There's some other virus type things going around, which is what I hope that I have right now. And a lot of those tests have come back negative and they've been able to return to work quickly. So we're doing pretty well, but we do have plans that if we get down because of the virus, that we can work at as low as 50% of our staffing if we need to. Of course, we will have to do we'll have to make a lot of changes in order to make that happen. But we've already looked ahead at that right when the beginning of this started.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions?
I've got one, if you don't mind, and it's for Ms. Borden, regarding the email and the $178,000. Is that, Christy, is that earmarked anything specific? Is that something that we're going to be adding that this helps us with, or is that towards expenses we already are incurring?
As far as I understand, it's the surplus that that we're working towards. Bill or Amy might have more information as to that. It's something that I came in kind of late on, so I don't have a whole lot of information, but Bill or Amy may be able to speak to that.
Those funds are, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Treasurer, those funds are not designated for anything in the budget. They're not even recognized in the budget right now at all. I guess if we all approve a adjustment to the budget, it'll just be extra revenue coming in.
Okay, so we will need to amend the budget for additional revenue, but there isn't an expected increased cost. Like, we're not buying or providing an additional service that'll cost. Okay.
No, sir.
Thank you.
Anybody else have a question?
And one other question. Your award ceremony, which I've made since we instituted the program, what month is that?
Our telecommunicator of the year and supervisor of the year awards.
I didn't
So
get it.
Yes, that's correct.
it's usually at the end of the year. We may have to do things differently this year with COVID. We're about to take our recommendations from our leadership team and for those, and we haven't yet decided how we're going to host those this year.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, Christy, it looks like there's no more questions. Thank you for being online there with us.
Certainly.
Moving on to new business. Do we have new business? All right, legal counsel?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I have one item that I need to bring up. As part of the audit, the auditors submitted questions for the Chairman Bryson to sign or answer and sign. And one of the questions deals with dishonest and unethical behavior by employees or individuals who handled the funds. And it's not saying that anybody has done anything unethical or dishonest. Their question was, is how do we handle those types of situations? And so for Chairman Bryson's answer, we stated that the district would implement a new policy requiring any individuals that have authority over the funds to sign off on this policy or acknowledgement. And Creed, is there a way that I can show something on the screen? I've got a PDF file.
Yeah, I think I can do that for you.
But I see a share button.
Yeah, try that.
Okay. Let me,
Yep, we see your emails now.
okay,
You may want
perfect.
to close those.
Let's see. Okay. This is the letter that was sent to Job Hastings. And these are the answers that Chairman Bryson submitted. And under number 5, the question, how do you make it clear to management that dishonest and unethical behavior will not be tolerated? Beginning right here, where it says my signature below indicates that I have received a copy of the policies, internal control policies. This needs to be our new policy regarding dishonest and unethical behavior. And so this is something that the board would have to approve. And then, like I said, anyone that has any authority over or handling the funds of the district would have to sign this annually.
Okay, Kenny, is that something we need to do today, or do we want to wait till next meeting and it be in writing and on the agenda?
That's up to the board. We can certainly wait until the next meeting.
We currently have a copy of this policy.
No, this is what's on the screen right now.
We don't have a copy.
Right.
This will be the new policy. Or this is what the item that the individuals that handle the funds for the district will have to sign on an annual basis.
Right, but we've got to create and approve the policy before we can sign it.
Correct.
Do we have the policy drafted or?
Well, I think he's saying that is the
That's
That is the
it.
policy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the policy is going to be entitled dishonest and unethical behavior acknowledgement. And the requirement is that anyone that handles funds for the district will have to sign this. So, I mean, that's really all the policy is going to be.
It might be a good idea to go ahead and pass it today. That way we can start out January, the new year, with the new policy. And I move that we adopt this policy.
Have a motion and a second to approve the new policy. regarding funds of anybody who handles funds would sign annually, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Any questions of Kenny before we vote? All in favor, aye? I think we have to do this by roll call. I apologize.
Yes, sir.
I missed one by roll call. Mr. Fubern,
Aye.
Mr. Hughes,
Aye.
Mr. Levitt, Mr. Almond is not present. Mr. Ring,
Aye.
Mr. Graves,
Aye.
and myself, aye. All right. Anything else, Kenny?
No, sir.
All right. Anybody have anything else before we adjourn?
I move we adjourn.
We are adjourned.